How's it going? Brick Aramella, the Drone Pilot Pro here. Today I'm going to talk about compatibility between the DJI Mini 2 and the original Mini. Okay, I've been getting a lot of questions. Can I use the batteries, the propellers, the controller? What is interchangeable, all right? What can I use with both drones, or can I not use anything with both drones? It's gonna be a short video, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, because I'm gonna be giving away a brand new Mini 2 in my next video. Okay, so it should be a couple days from now. That video will give all the information on how you can win a brand new DJI Mini 2. All right, so let's get into this video. I won't hype it up too much just yet. So first things first, let's take out these batteries and I'll just show you in the charging hub, you cannot put that in. It's not gonna go in. The Mini 2 battery does not go in the original Mini charging hub. It looks like it goes in, but it just doesn't go in. Now the Mini 2, you can put in the original batteries. They go right in and you can charge those right up. So the Mini 2 is nice because you can use the batteries that come with it, obviously in the charging hub, and then you can use the original Mini batteries in the Mini 2 charging hub. So the Mini 2 takes whatever batteries and it works, but the original Mini only uses the original Mini batteries. Now the other question you may have, do the batteries go into the drone? The batteries only go into the Mini 2 drone. So the Mini 2, the charging hub, and the drone will accept any battery, but the original Mini will only accept the Mini batteries. Like if I try to put the Mini 2 battery in the original Mini drone, it's not going in. All right, it's not working. It's a square peg. But what I did was I took the original Mini battery and I put it in the Mini 2 and it slides right in and the battery just goes right in, okay? That's the original Mini battery, goes right into the Mini 2. So I did fly the Mini 2 with the Mini 1 batteries, with the black batteries. I might have noticed a little difference and it didn't quite have the same stability as the Mini 2 batteries, but it might have just been in my mind. Overall, it flew fine, it flew well. However, I wouldn't do it. The reason I wouldn't put the original Mini batteries in the Mini 2 is because then your drone's gonna weigh more than 250 grams. Sort of defeats the purpose of having a 250 gram drone. Then you're gonna have to register it and you might have to deal with remote ID in the future. And if something happens, you crash the drone, that could void your warranty. So if DJI finds that out, you may not get a replacement. You know, you may have to pay more money. Now, I don't know how exactly they would know that, but DJI does have its ways of finding out these things. So I would use these as your main batteries, and let's say you're like, oh, I need to get this one shot in the sun setting, or you're all out of battery life and you just need to get this one shot, then I would use the original Mini batteries. And also these Mini 2 batteries, not only are they lighter, but they're also a little more powerful. So you're gonna get a little more flight time, not very much, maybe a minute or two more flight time with the Mini 2 batteries. Next up is the controller. The Mini 2 controller works with the Mini 2 drone and it works with the Mavic Air 2. So the Mavic Air 2 and the Mini 2, I can fly with the Mini 2 controller. However, it's the only controller right now that works with two drones, but the Mavic Air 2 controller, which is almost identical to the Mini 2 controller, I think in the future that's gonna work as well with both the Mini 2 and the Mavic Air 2 drone. So in the future, you'll be able to buy a Mini 2, and then if you wanted to, you could just buy the Mavic Air 2 by itself. Now, don't quote me on that, but I think that makes sense. Why wouldn't DJI do that? They're gonna sell a whole boatload of drones doing that, so it kind of makes sense. And yeah, I tried the original Mini controller with the Mini 2. It doesn't work. I tried all different setups, but the only controller that's compatible with two drones is the Mini 2 controller. Now, a lot of people have been asking about the smart controller. The smart controller doesn't yet work with the Mini 2 as of the making of this video. I'm sure DJI will update with the firmware so that it will work with the Mini 2, but as of right now, it does not work with the Mini 2. Now, next up are the propellers. Now, the propellers look almost identical except for the color. The original Mini has that little silver stripe and the Mini 2 has that orange stripe. However, the biggest difference is the screws are ever so slightly different. So I took them off, I looked at them, I tried screwing it in. They went in, however, However, I only did it with one mount right here, and then I noticed it was kind of like stripping it away, so I decided to stop it. If you try to use the propellers from the original Mini and the Mini 2 or vice versa, it might work in an emergency situation for like 1 or 2 flights, but anything more than that, you're gonna strip away the thread, and because it's a screw, if you strip away the thread, it's not gonna work. So it's not a good idea to do that. And the propellers are so cheap anyway, I would just buy a bunch of extras just in case, so you have them as backups, just to give yourself a peace of mind. So please, please do not swap the propellers. You're gonna run into all different sorts of situations. Now, the ESCs, the motors on the Mini 2 are much stronger and more powerful than the original Mini, but the propellers are basically the same, but it's the screw and the mount in the screw that is different. So when you screw it in, you're gonna damage that mount. It's not gonna go in flush and work correctly, and then you're gonna run into all kinds of problems. Moving on, the cameras are basically the same, so you could use the same filters, ND filters. They'll work for both drones as far as I know. I haven't tried it yet because I'm getting filters that are on the way, but I looked very closely at both of the cameras. They are basically identical. One says 4K, the other one doesn't, but if you look at them side by side, they're basically identical. All right, and the propeller cage, just put the original Mini 2 propeller cage and it fits right on the Mini 2. So if you have the Mini 1, you don't have to buy a new propeller cage. Now let's just give it a whirl. I've never tried it before, so live in this video, let's go for it. It's actually kind of a bad idea to do it like this, but and the battery's low. Alright, so it works. Alright, the battery was low. I was just outside flying, so it works with the propeller cage. Alright, I think that covers it all. If there's anything I left out, want to keep this video short, just leave it in the comment below. And by the way, having all this gear is really nice, but even better than having the gear is knowing how to use it really well, which is why I put together a free DJI drone training. In that training, I answer a ton of questions that I get all the time. Plus, I show you my top 7 secrets for flying DJI drones. And you can access that free training by either clicking right up there, somewhere over there, or down below in the link. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you have a chance to win a free Mini 2, which I'll announce in my next video. I'm Breck Aramella, Drone Pilot Pro, and remember, fly like a pro.